And we're up. Good evening. Welcome back for another episode review with Scuba and The Ry.
Ry guy in the Star Wars verse.
Oh, yes. So, as we've been going over it, we're going to talk about episode 5 of The Mandalorian. If you have not, again, we'll get this out of the way. If you have not watched it yet, go to Disney Plus, watch Mandalorian episode 5. Come back, check out this review, and if you've watched the previous episodes or want to check out our previous reviews of the season thus far, there'll be a link in a card that will take you to the playlist that has all of our episode reviews as we get closer to the end of the season finale. But with that, so what we kind of talked about this in some of the other ones at the end, but I figured, let's get this out of the way at the start. Who directed this? Who wrote this?
This is the first one, or one of the two, that isn't written by Jon Favreau. It's actually written and directed by Dave Filoni.
Oh, nice.
So he double dipped. He wrote and directed.
Well, I'm good with Filoni.
Yeah.
In Filoni we trust.
Yeah, he's done a lot of the Clone Wars stuff, as you mentioned before.
Oh yeah, that was his intro was doing Clone Wars stuff, and then he did Star Wars Rebels, and then virtually all the animated properties right now that are shows at Star Wars. Dave Filoni has been the driving person behind that. So
yeah, he's got his foot in the door, so he definitely knows this property pretty well.
Alrighty, so episode 5, we find out, we go back to a planet we're all familiar with as Star Wars fans.
It always comes back to this planet at some point.
I know. I think every series goes there at some point, and that is that Mando goes to Tatooine. Everybody
knows what Tatooine is.
Yeah, it's like Mos Eisley Spaceport, and then he lands there, and of course it starts off with a bounty, with somebody else hunting him down.
There's always somebody hunting him down, but that baby Yoda's prime.
Well, yeah, so he goes to Tatooine to get some repairs done and finds out he needs to get some cash.
Yes.
So, what do you think of that? What do you think of that maintenance person and her droids?
Oh my goodness. The droids were hilarious, but every time the droids came close, he's just like, no droids.
No droids.
He's like, well, it's going to cost you something. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, but then he went to go and ended up getting asked to go to help a newbie go and try to find some bounty on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
I love his whole reaction. That he's like, good luck with that.
Yeah. He's just like, peace. And then he gets talked into go ahead and do it.
Oh, that kid. Trying to make him name for himself in the Bounty Hunters Guild, and just picks the wrong target.
Yeah, the one guy that everybody's going after. And he doesn't know because he's just oblivious to the facts.
Mm-hmm. So, just kind of this whole going through the deserts of Tatooine.
I enjoyed the aspects of it. It felt like it was going back to the first episode.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the first episode and a little bit of the second episode, where it was just very kind of just ominous. You're just left to watching them trek across the countryside, which is very typical of westerns. So you can see a lot of the western tropes that have been used in every episode kind of show up a lot more here, but in a very good way of organic blending those tropes with the Star Wars stuff going on.
Yeah, I like the 2 speeder bikes and the going, and he's got this babysitter for Baby Yoda, and it's like, I swear this guy is either just too opportunistic or just too dumb.
Yeah, he seemed like he was a mixed bag of positivity, but just dumb about some facts.
Yeah, and there's Mando and his armor and his experience, and it's like. So they go and they come across another guy.
Oh yes.
Who's been killed on this creature that wanders across, which we've seen in some of the revamps of the original trilogy. So it seems very straightforward. I mean, it almost feels like a filler episode in some respects, but it also seems like it's a change of pace from the previous episodes, because the previous ones all seem to tie into the whole thing, finding Baby Yoda, rescuing Baby Yoda, and then realizing that you're going to be hunted because of Baby Yoda. We go in this episode, and it's this straight up bounty. Try to find this person who made a name for herself by taking out people.
Oh yeah, she's very strong, very very smart-witted, and she does try to use her charm to woo this kid who's pretty much still ignorant of the facts, thinking that he can get to the top by just taking out the top target.
Yeah, he's like, he just doesn't care about the money. He's like, okay. But he obviously ends up really just making stupid choices. Yeah,
it was stupid choice after stupid choice, but it just comes to show a level of, by watching these three characters, it gets to see a level of competency between, somebody's been in the game as a bounty hunter like the Mandalorian, where this guy is trying to get in the game but not realizing all the things around him.
There's a lot of politics involved. Yes. But so let's talk about their target. So, were you excited to see who they had cast for this?
The actress I'm very familiar with because she played May in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And she was the original Mulan.
Oh yeah,
in the original animated. So she's been around a while.
Yeah. So when I saw her, I recognized her right off the bat. So I was like, she's definitely going to have something to do in this series, just because of certain ramifications that happen between her and the other two.
Yeah, well, I think it's like she said. I think she's more of a setup, because the way it's like her whole thing with trying to get the guy, and the guy just kills her and then moves on to try and take out Mando, and it's just like,
just ignoring the facts.
And then, but I think the closing of the episode is probably one of my favorite parts. I mean, the opening was great with the gunfight, with ship-to-ship battle, which we don't see a lot of in smaller properties. But that end scene with whoever it was coming to meet up with May's character in Star Wars, and then finding her dead. That seems very ominous. Like, we're going to get a new villain.
Oh yeah,
or a new antagonist.
So when you went back where you thought this was more of a filler, I thought this one was less of a filler, like the previous episode, because the other episode was very stationary, very episodic. Like, the story was contained. Where the way that this one was playing, it was playing against all the bounty hunter stuff that we are already familiar with from the first few episodes, and also that mysterious figure walking upon May's character. Her name is Shan. Okay. And just like you said, the ominous thing. So there is something that ties him to her, but also could tie him to all the other things going on around.
That's plausible. I think we'll definitely makes me curious to see, because we only have 3 episodes left.
Yeah, 3 episodes left. Just 3 more.
3 more, and then it was season finale, and then we got to find another show to talk about.
I think we could find another show to talk
about. I think we can too. All right, so I think we got that one. I mean, the episode's very simple. There's not a whole lot going on in it, so it just has it draws you in, it keeps you there, and then sets up for some new adventures going forward.
Yeah, there wasn't really too much of like a character progression or anything. This was just much of like a throwback to a typical Western. You're just watching these guys and gals just dealing with themselves out in the desert. So very very mimicry of a Western, but good organic blending with the already all the story elements of the show.
Sweet. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end this edition of our reviews on TV shows, and stay tuned for episode 6 when it comes out, and then we'll talk about it soon.
Peace.